All right, so we have this Victoria's Secret website down in the US as the lingerie seller addresses a security incident. Okay, and you should know by now, but if not, you see here the best bras, swimsuits, panties, lingerie, and apparel. Shop your favorite clothing from PJs, activewear to beauty and swim. You see, Victoria's Secret is an American lingerie clothing and beauty retailer founded in 1977 by a Stanford graduate student and his wife, Roy and Gay Raymond. The company's 5 lingerie stores were sold to Les Wexner in 1982. Here's Roy Raymond. I can't find any. There's like limited pictures of this guy. And I don't even think any pictures pop up of his wife. But here's Les Wexner. They said they sold it to or whatever. But we get like basically one or two pictures of the founder. And I don't know if this is like his. Who the hell is that? Is that like his son? It says there was a tragedy with this guy, Roy Raymond tragedy. Okay, suicide by jumping off the Golden Gate Bridge is what it says. A part of the story there. Okay, you see that? So he's got, but we're not necessarily here to break him down right now. Let's pull up Les Wexner, though. They said they sold the company to Les Wexner. Wow, look at this guy. He's got the. Okay, this is amazing. Now, this says former CEO of Victoria's Secret. He retired from the company in 2020, considered a pioneer of specialty clothing stores. You see this here? So, so they're saying, did Roy Raymond sell to Les Wexner? See, sold the company to Les Wexner. You see that right there? But look at this. Look at the dude's birthday. He's got that's the day Queen Elizabeth II died. September 8th. Okay? And look at the connection because Victoria's Secret, look, a reference to Queen Victoria. You see that right there? The name Victoria's Secret was meant to evoke the sophistication and propriety associated with Victorian era boudoirs while alluding to the secret underneath the clothes. You see that? So, a reference to Queen Victoria. Okay? And then the company was sold to this guy. And again, this guy's birthday is the day Queen Elizabeth II died. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing right there? And that is all on the fly right there. Even Roy Raymond, look, he died on the 26th of August. You see right there? Ooh, look, his birthday is 6 days before Queen Elizabeth II's, man. The founder, Queen Elizabeth II, she has the April 21st birthday. And the founder of Victoria's Secret, his birthday is 6 days before that birthday. Look at that right there. And notice how he died on the 26th of August. Queen equals 26 and 62. Look at this. Queen equals 26 and 62. You know? And there's more with that, but isn't that's all on the fly right there? You know, there's more 26s referring to the queen. But we need to get back to the breakdown. This happens every breakdown. And if you're ever decoding out there, you know, with that Victoria connection, you know, sometimes you just got to look up like famous Victorias, and you know, you can go down this list and you'll see some amazing things, right? And you'll see connections between maybe all of the Victorias that are famous. I'm not going to do that right here, but there's certain things like these first two characters, Victoria Justice and Victoria Baldasara. I don't know who they are, you know, but I just kind of like look at their faces, and their faces look very similar, you know. Look at like their mouths look kind of similar, you know, things like that. I'm not saying that there's anything to that, but you know, if you're ever trying to get into this decoding game, you know, look at the names and start with the language. And if I were to look into this more, I would definitely see some stuff. But anyways, we have a breakdown. So let's and to me this kind of reeks of our privacy. We don't have privacy, you know, and our information's going to be leaked. um to me, this is just kind of like referring to something like that, a security incident, right? So I don't know, maybe if people have accounts with Victoria's Secret, you know, possibly like data or information about them, obviously that could be referring to a security incident. And I think sometimes they give us these stories where they blame it on something else, you know, and but they're getting the information out there, right, that there's a security incident. That's just kind of my opinion, you know, but let's watch this video.
Victoria's Secret is dealing with a cyber issue. The intimate seller shut down its website the evening of May 28th, sharing that the company was dealing with a security issue. The retailer wrote on its website May 29th, quote, "Valued customer, we identified and are taking steps to address a security incident. We have taken down our website and some in-store services as a precaution." Although Victoria's Secret executives did not specify what kind of security issue they're dealing with, they ensured they would be up and running again as soon as possible. The statement continues, quote, "Our team is working around the clock to fully restore operations. We appreciate your patience during this process. In the meantime, our Victoria's Secret and Pink stores remain open, and we look forward to serving you." Victoria's Secret website issue comes less than a year after the brand's big comeback with its fashion show return for the first time since its 2019 cancellation. After receiving backlash for its lack of inclusivity, the show came back in 2024 with the company writing on Instagram at the time, quote, "We've read the comments and heard you. Victoria's Secret fashion show is back and will reflect who we are today, plus everything you know and love, the glamour, runway, wigs, musical entertainment, and more. Stay tuned. It only gets more iconic from here."
Okay, and one more thing with they said the name Victoria's Secret is referring to Queen Victoria. Look at her birthday, May 24th. You see that right there? And I think they fail to let us know. Where's my article here? Oh, I guess I got to pull up the article. That couldn't hurt, right? Victoria's Secret. But look at May 24th was just a few freaking days ago. You see that? And I think they fail to let us know that, right? That's why, you know, you get us decoders. You get us decoders that have to step in and break it down for you. So let me see. Okay, here's the actual article here. Victoria's Secret website down, and look at the article date, May 29th. You see that right there? With Queen Victoria with the May 24th birthday. They're not going to let us know that, right? And before we get started here, this is a this is like I'm trying to think of other ways to say it. A fake world, a scripted world. But look at these connections here. Now she died January 22nd, and there's a lot of like Kobe Bryant connections in here, and that doesn't mean you're going to find. You know what's interesting? His wife's name is Vanessa, which is V like Victoria, and we'll go over a little bit of that in a while. But these characters are kind of bunched together a lot of times like by the language, okay? So when I look at this, I'm like, okay, she died January 22nd. On that day, in 2006, Kobe Bryant scored 81 points. Okay? And this character died at age 81. Queen Victoria. You see that? And again, Vanessa Bryant, Kobe's wife, V like Victoria. Look, Queen Victoria. Um, think about LeBron King James and how King and Queen connects. King James goes to the Lakers, takes over, as the star on the Lakers. Kobe Bryant no longer with us. Kobe Bryant also with that 81 points in 2006. 2006 is like 26. Bryant equals 26, but look at this over on the right. Uh, Victoria was Queen of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Ireland from, look, the 20th day of the 6th month, 1837, until her death. You see that? And the 20th day of the 6th month is like 26. And remember, Queen equals 26 and 62. Okay? And 1837, Bryant equals 80. Bryant equals 37 as well. And you see Queen 62 and 26. Look, Bryant also has that 26. Bryant has that 37. You see that? And the Queen and Queen Victoria, you see, with the 37, the 20th day of the 6th month, like 26, dies at 81. Kobe Bean Bryant also equals 81 to go with that 81 points on 122 back in 2006. And again, Queen Victoria dies 122 that same day on the calendar, just a different year. So, and look, the last, uh, whatever it was going to say here, but British, you see that right there? British even has the BR like Bryant. That it's it's just very interesting. And look at this right here also. Her reign of 63 years and 216 days, which was longer than those of any of her predecessors, 216 days. Kobe Bryant died 126. Okay? So you get the same numbers mixed up. And even with her birthday, born on the 24th, Kobe Bryant had 24 on his jersey. And Kobe Bryant Day is on the 24th of August. So, they bunch these characters together. You know what I mean? It's just interesting. And Vanessa, his wife, has the V like Victoria. Okay? Like I said, it doesn't mean you're going to find a Victoria's Secret story with Kobe Bryant. It's just the stuff is like ran on the language. The Queen and King connection with LeBron. You know what I mean? And how LeBron has played a significant role in the history with the Lakers, connecting with Kobe Bryant. So, anyways, I try to make these videos like not long, but it's almost impossible. So, and again, you see the article May 29th, and Queen Victoria, her birthday, May 24th. You know what I'm saying? And the connection with Queen Elizabeth II, I don't even know, but I'm going to ask Google. I'm assuming it's like the same royal family. Elizabeth is a direct descendant of Queen Victoria, her great grandmother. You see that? It's this stuff is amazing, man. So let me try to go back over here. It's not a coincidence. We were just talking about the 216, the 126 with Kobe and Queen Victoria. Look, Victoria's Secret was founded on 126, the 12th day of the 6th month, y'all. Ooh, and I just got something else, man. But look at that. Victoria's Secret founded. It's not a coincidence that their founding anniversary is right around the corner. And also, this is Jerry West, Laker legend. This is his death date, June 12th. Obviously, a different year more recently, but look, you see that? And I just caught something else amazing. And again, look at the article, May 29th, Thursday, this security incident with the website. And then the founding anniversary is June 12th, just coming up. Look at what else I just caught. So the founder, Roy Raymond, look at LeBron James's full name. Look, his full name. Look at his middle name is Ramon. You see that right there? LeBron Ramon James and Roy Raymond. Isn't that amazing? And Roy Raymond, the founder of Victoria's Secret. That's disgustingly beautiful, isn't it? You see how that works? So that's how you know that I know what like some people, if you're tuning in new, look, basically I make these videos to get stuff off of my chest to show you the fake world. This isn't reaching who it needs to reach, but that's okay. It's like me and Richard West going back and forth. I think certain people are viewing this who want to like keep tabs on us, and we'll never know those people. So hey, shout out to y'all. How about some compensation? How about you just send me and Richard West just a check, just pop up in the mail for us? You don't even got to say what it's about. Hook us up, right? Because this is what we do, okay? Decode the fake world. And you see here, Pink is a lingerie and apparel line by Victoria's Secret. Okay? Pink has been trending lately because we had the pink crystals breakdown with the Patriots and Stefan Diggs. Okay? Patriots P, pink crystals, pink P on the boat. All right? You see the pink crystals, that's trending. And, look at how everything just comes together. Pink connected with Victoria's Secret. Also, this new album by Miley Cyrus, Something Beautiful, with the musical film that goes along with it, inspired by Pink Floyd's The Wall. You see that? So we get this pink stuff going on, all trending at the same time. Remember, this is all with the language. All right? And even Cardi B is linked to Stefan Diggs. Remember, what put her on the scene? The song Bodak Yellow, Yellow, Pink. So you kind of see these patterns. You got the wall thing, obviously, that connects with Trump. I mean, people don't see this, and they should. Okay, and now strictly back with this slide with our decode in mind, with what with what this whole video is about. You see the thumbnail. This is the language here. As I keep telling you, this all starts with the language, and these letters have numerical values. Look at that. Victoria's Secret and security. They say this is a security issue with their website or online or whatever. Look at that. Security 96, Victoria's Secret 69. Security 120, Victoria's Secret 102. It's the same numbers. You just get it like in a different form. You see that? Now, there's not a lot of things that start with V that coincidentally would be trending at the same time, but we happen to be on this V pattern at the moment, and I've caught it because I have these breakdowns. Look at this is what we're talking about right now. Victoria's Secret V trending. Virginia V trending. And I've done all of these breakdowns as well, just naturally and organically. And then I see how the V hits. Virginia V with the boil water alert advisory. Veronica Burton trending. Veronica V plays for the Valkyries V in the WNBA. Volvo cars cutting 3,000 jobs to reduce costs. Trending. All of these are, just scroll back on my video section, all recently. Volvo trending. Back to the Stefon Diggs Pink Crystals connection here with Pink and Victoria's Secret. Look at the coach of the Patriots. That's where Stefon Diggs, that's his new team. Mike Vrabel, V. Patriots say they will internally handle video V of receiver Stefon Diggs. What are the chances that you get all of this stuff with the V trending? And there's more. Shout out to Richard West. I mentioned Richard West. You see his channel there. That is kind of eerie that I mentioned Jerry West earlier as well. Shout out to Richard West, as this was from one of the videos he did. If it stops glitching on me here as it's jumping ahead on me, look at that. Cool and the Gang, Michael Sumler dies in a car crash at 71. Sunday night, so I think this was like last Sunday, on Veterans Memorial Highway near Buckner Road. Okay? Veterans V. And look, V is the 22nd letter of the alphabet. We just want to note that. Remember with that Queen Victoria connection with Victoria's Secret, remember she died on the 22nd day of the year. On that same day in history, way later, Kobe Bryant had his 81-point game. Remember, Queen Victoria died at age 81. Kobe being Bryant equals 81. Remember Victoria V, like Vanessa Bryant V. Okay? And remember this June 12th founding for Victoria's Secret? That's Jerry West died on June 12th with the Laker connection. Anyways, V's the 22nd letter. The upcoming Victoria's Secret founding anniversary leaves 202 days in the year, like 22. Basketball equals 22. Lingerie seller, 228. You see the 22? Ooh. And I already had this slide put together. Roy Raymond, 122. The founder of Victoria's Secret, and they got the name based off of Queen Victoria. And she died 122, and we just went over that. Wow, look at this with that Kobe connection. Look at that, man. She died 122, and that's what they base Victoria's Secret, the name, off of. Wow. Look at that right there. She died 122, and now I catch this with the 22 connection. Remember, even Bryant B. B is the second letter of the alphabet, 22, like 2, right? Look at that, man. Roy Raymond, the founder of Victoria's Secret. And remember LeBron Raymond James Jr., King James. You know, you could look at King James and just look at the history of, you know, that connection with king and queen and the name James and all of that. Wow. Look at that, man. Even look at this with the V connection with the Virginia Boil Water Advisory. Look at that. That was out of Richmond, Virginia. Look, Richmond, Raymond. You see that? Look at that, man. And that teddy bear, I mean, that's creepy, I think. Damn, right? And we get like two pictures of this guy. You know what I mean? And Reynoldsburg, Ohio is associated with Victoria's Secret. Uh, you see, it says right there, where is Victoria's Secret based? Reynoldsburg. R, like Roy Raymond, RR. You see that right there? And again, I can't find any pictures on his wife. But look, Reynoldsburg, R, Roy Raymond, RR. And it says Reynoldsburg is a city in Fairfield, Franklin, and Licking counties in the U.S. state of Ohio. It is a suburban community in the Columbus, Ohio metropolitan area. Uh, so you may find different articles where it says they're founded in Columbus or whatever. And you know what's amazing? LeBron James was born in Ohio. Holy crap! Damn, right? You see how this stuff is all connected. Damn, man. And look at the population was 41,076 at the 2020 census. Kobe died in 2020 at age 41. Isn't that wild? And Kobe Bryant equals 41 and 41,076. He was born in Philadelphia, home of the 76ers. God damn it, man. But look at all these connections. And remember, Queen Victoria died at age 81. Kobe scored 81. Kobe Bean Bryant equals 81. Look, Reynoldsburg, Ohio, 81. Security incident, 81. Ohio, 61, like Reynoldsburg. Look at the other connections on the bottom left. Website, 29, like Ohio. This is an online security website issue. Reynoldsburg, 61, like Ohio. Lingerie, 47, like Ohio. Isn't this amazing? I had no intention of bringing up Kobe Bryant or LeBron James, but it's obvious, and I've shown that this is undeniable, and all of the Kobe LeBron stuff was all on the fly. You know what I'm saying? All of the Kobe LeBron stuff was on the fly. And that like 90% of that Queen Victoria stuff was on the fly as well. Holy crap. Don't forget Kobe's wife, Vanessa. My point being, this stuff is all with the language. Do you understand? You get bunched into categories in a fake world. If anybody's been to jail or prison, they they make you choose what race you claim or whatever. Okay? Because they want to bunch you in a category you're easier to keep track of. Do you understand? This has been going on. They want to bring up AI, algorithm. Your phone listens to you. Dude, we've been being tracked. Do you understand?
Well, tonight, Victoria's Secret customers are being met with some confusion while shopping online. A spokesperson tells us the company's website is down because of a security issue. Customers are now being told to shop in person at Victoria's Secret stores while they fix this. It's unclear tonight, though, when that website will be restored.
Should I go to the website real quick? Let me go to the website. Victoria's Secret website. Let's just check this on the fly. Oh, look, valued customer we identified and are taking steps to address a security incident. I'm almost afraid to click on it. Well, it looks like it might be up. I don't want no cookies or anything. I don't know. Maybe if you go to log in, maybe. I don't know. But anyways, maybe That's a clue to stay clear of that website. So how amazing was this? You know what I mean? Let's pull up maybe like the real King James real quick. You know, there's probably going to be like 9 of them. You know what I'm saying? You could go through all of this and find all the same connections, I'm sure. Stuff is amazing, man. Okay, I'm just kind of going over the tabs we already went. That Ohio connection with Victoria's Secret and LeBron also. Amazing. You know, and again, Kobe 81, what date? 122. And remember, Queen equals 26 and 62. And his daughter, Gianna, RIP to her, she was born this year that he scored 81. And remember, Bryant equals 26. There's the 81 points. Remember, Queen Victoria, dead at age 81 on this same day in history, just way before 2006. You know, you could probably click on Victoria Beckham and you're going to find connections. Look, birthplace England, right? Connected with royalty and the queens and all that. You see that? Right? Beckham's got the B like Bryant. I'm telling you, and you can go deeper and just find more, okay? I mean, so that's amazing. Again, you see how it's not in this world where people don't use their brains anymore. It's just all about reels on TikTok, Facebook, or whatever. Probably Facebook if you're older like me. I don't mess with TikTok. But man, it's obvious that everything's controlled on like this code with this like algorithm and AI and all of this stuff going on. And I plan on maybe doing a video and you know what's interesting is Stefan Diggs kind of looks like Miles Bryant and Miles Bryant looking like Kobe Bryant. You know, if you're a part of the decoding community, you're aware of that. But damn, he kind of looks like Miles Bryant, but in a football form. Um, where maybe he wouldn't look like Kobe because football players are like more like muscular. But you can go look at Miles Garrett, Kobe Bryant, put that in Google and take a look. Dude kind of looks like Miles Garrett. And you know what? Miles Garrett is like Miley Cyrus. Damn. The name, right? Miley and Miles, and that's on the fly. So you could see I'm onto something here, huh? Isn't that amazing? And again, it doesn't mean these characters, you're going to find stories about Miles Garrett, Miley Cyrus, Stefan Diggs, all like in the same article. It means that they bunch us by the language. Pink Floyd inspired the new album. Pink Crystals, Patriots P, Cardi B, linked to Stefan Diggs, Cardi B in music like Miley Cyrus. I'm telling you, I mean, there's a wrestler, I think, pro wrestler named Cyrus, I think. Probably connected, man. Probably wears pink. I don't know. But anyways, you could see how that's not easy. And look what we just did on the fly to go with the slides. So you want to compare this with your top decoders out there. I want to know if they go on the fly like this and they have slides as well and they could bring it all together like what you've seen here. I want to know. And feel free to go let them know if you're feeling that type of energy, especially if you ever hear them speak on me again. I would be like, I don't know, man. I don't think you want none of Math 2 Con. But anyways, they've said my name before, and I think that they smartened up since then and they backed off. So yeah, I'm feeling that energy. And that's this breakdown for y'all. Victoria's Secret and whoever's watching, soak it up and just know that you got this information from me, whoever's out there. Okay? Victoria's Secret website is down in the US as the lingerie seller addresses a security incident. There's always more to the story, but good God Almighty, this is the breakdown. Until next time.